Sup, mad people? Mad Trader here, face for radio and a voice for silent film as always. Quickie, not really, I always say that, but it turns out to be right long. Hold on, let me turn my headset off. Got a, quick, might be quick. Anyway, got one for you today. We'll have a quick chat about XRP. Why? Because it's in the news a lot, certainly the crypto news. But it's also on my feed a lot, and it's also the topic of chat between a couple of people and myself. So, not that I'm going to give any answers, that's not what I'm going to do. I'm just going to give a little bit of information, some insight from me and my thoughts on it. You make up your own mind, do your own research. Don't pay any attention to me about anything. I'm just a pleb. But have a quick look at this. I think people have a misconception about XRP, and they seem to think for some reason that it's this amazing crypto token. Some people think it's a coin. It's not. It's a token, and that it's going to take over the world. And because of just one, or apparently about to be told, well, we are all to be told apparently. That it's just won this court case, which hasn't. It was a split, really. Anyway, because of all that, it's gonna moon. It's not gonna moon. It's not even gonna get to the ISS. But first of all, we do need to know what XRP is, and there's two things here to think about. People talk about XRP and Ripple, the company that made it, own it, use it, as one and the same. And whilst they are, they're not really. And we'll go through that. So yeah, it's cryptocurrency. You can have a read of that stuff. I'm not going to go word for word, but it's a cryptocurrency. But it does transfers and exchanges of lots of currency. So you can have the yen, the dollar, the pound, the euro, the zloty, whatever, and you can then change that via RippleNet, their ledger, with XRP into whatever currency you want at the exchange rate that's now, and it will cost you nothing. So they don't just do XRP to XRP. You don't have to go and buy a couple of £100 worth of XRP to then buy a couple of £100 worth of something else. You can just do it on the ledger straight away. It's, as it says on the screen there, a payment settlement system. So have a read of that whilst I'm gibbering away. What it basically means is, and let me get rid of this so it's not in the way. What it basically means is, from anywhere in the world, if you send and receive stuff on the XRP ledger using XRP, it will take currency number one, change it into Ripple, automatically works out how much that is, how many XRP that is, then either gives it to or takes it from exchange number two, currency number two, for virtually nothing, and quite quick. It's like Swift. So if you've got a card, a Visa card that you use abroad, it's just as good as, if not more secure than, that card. In a roundabout kind of way when you look into it. But anyway, it's a money transfer network basically, and where you can replace settlements between major financial institutions. So where we going here? Here we go. So the XRP itself, crypto, obviously, those guys made it. You can buy it as an investment, as a token or coin to exchange for other crypto. So you can go on to Binance or whoever's going to start to hold XRP in their vault. You can go to your preferred company of choice and you can buy a couple of £100 worth of XRP, and then you can use that XRP to go and buy whatever you want, be it Bitcoin, be it Ethereum, be it, not at the minute because it's all down, be it Doge, be it whatever you want. You can go and buy that with your XRP. Now, why though, when you can just go and buy the other currency, the other crypto, with your normal currency? So if you're British and you've got the pound, you just go onto your exchange and you buy your Doge, your Bitcoin, your Ethereum with your pound. Well, you don't have to go and get XRP and then buy other crypto with it. You just don't have to. If you're living in America and you've got the dollar, you don't have to buy XRP with your dollar and then go and exchange it for something else. You can just buy it with your money. You don't have to use XRP, which is one of the things that some of the people I've been chatting to seem to think you have to do. No, you don't. You don't have to do it. You don't have to buy XRP to buy other crypto. Buy XRP. You don't have to use XRP to buy anything else. So Ripple is XRP's network, but it centralizes everything. So whilst you're reading that gump from the screen, which I've quickly thrown together past 20 minutes, half an hour. Anyway, it's central. So unlike Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, there are others, not just Bitcoin, but unlike the major other cryptos, this is a centralized ledger, and they only allow certain other validators or companies, people, locations to validate that ledger, but they don't let them change it. They don't let them add it. It's just validating it, and it does it quite quickly, quite often, and which means it's hard to defraud someone. If one company is looking after that ledger, it's their fault. If it all goes wrong, it's Ripple's fault. It's no one else's fault. Someone is in charge. Someone is at fault. It's them. Unlike, well, let's keep with Bitcoin. Unlike Bitcoin, no one knows who made it. Well, Satoshi, whatever his cheese was. But he's not a company, or they aren't a company. They aren't in charge. They aren't holding this list or ledger of who owns what and where it's gone and what they bought with it. But XRP is. It's centralized. It's not decentralized. So if you buy, hold, use XRP as a cryptocurrency, they know who you are and what you bought with it. So don't be thinking it's all secretive. It's not. It's very much open. I don't know if they just hand out that information. Might have to go through a court to get it, but it's held. That's all we need to know. So as a new transaction comes in, these validators will update those ledgers. They won't allow the transaction. That's something different. They'll just say, oh yeah, that happened, let me update my ledger. Now if, I think it's 5 or 6, I had a quick read before, I think if 5 or 6 of those ledgers say no, that never happened, then there's a mismatch and it all stops. The network has to shut down, because the company, Ripple, will then have to go through and sort out what's gone wrong and either give back or give to the XRP that was meant to be or not to be as it was. But that is a massive edge over Bitcoin. Because if you send your Bitcoin, if you've got any, to an address and you just got one little letter, number, character wrong, someone has just been given your Bitcoin and they don't have to give it you back. Have a think about that. If you've got £100 worth of Bitcoin, which most people have by now probably, and you want to give that to your cousin for whatever reason, if you put down use scan wrong, the scanner gets the wrong number, letter, character wrong, or you type it in incorrectly, someone else has got that money. They do not have to give you that crypto back. Probably if you went through a lawyer, solicitor in Britain, the courts, the police first, it might happen. They have to get some crypto forensics to help you out, but it's gone. With XRP, that can't happen. If it goes to the wrong person through the XRP ledger side of life, you can put in a wrongful process complaint, and that's your fault. You might lose that money, but at least you've had the ability to get in touch with someone to say, well, this has happened, my fault, can have my XRP back. Whether it you get it back or not is a different matter. But that's a massive edge, massive, huge edge over Bitcoin and other cryptos. So what's Ripple? Ripple are the people that own, made, thought of XRP. And RippleNet, the company that they've got that do these payments for the token, they can use XRP, but they don't have to use XRP. So if a massive company like Santander wants to use RippleNet, great. They can buy a set amount of XRP. They don't have to use that. But if they've got, $700 million in the bank and they put that money onto RippleNet, they can just use the dollar. They don't have to use XRP, as far as I'm aware. After doing a bit of reading and research, there's no requirement for anyone using RippleNet to have to use XRP. I could be wrong, but if I am, then that's the information I've read online. But they don't have to use it. But what they do is they use whatever currency they're going to use, maybe XRP, to send and receive other digital currencies. And it is right quick. It's so much quicker than most other cryptos that it is actually quite funny. It's embarrassing for them, for the other cryptos. So as it's got down there, you want to buy something with Bitcoin, instead of giving away a shed pile of that Bitcoin on transaction. We all know what the transaction fees are on Bitcoin. If you've never bought anything or sent any Bitcoin, if you've never bought anything with or sent Bitcoin through an exchange, it costs every time that you do that. With XRP, the cost is phenomenally cheap. It's ridiculous how cheap it is. It's a fraction of a fraction, like 1,000th fraction of a pence, roughly, which we'll have a quick look at in a second. So Ripple again. Advantages is loads. I've only put down a couple. So yeah, versatile exchange network. Yeah, it is. It can adapt. It can change. It can be used for other fiat currencies, which is where people get mistaken. The XRP Ripple network is not just for XRP. Ripple Labs, RippleNet, Ripple itself can use any currency that you want to use. It doesn't have to be XRP. It is used by large financial institutions. There's a big list. Have a look on RippleNet or XRP.com. The banks, yes. Major funds, yes. They all use this larger money moving system called RippleNet. And most of them do use XRP. It's their choice. But if an institutional trading market wants to use XRP, they would have to actually physically buy the XRP, and there's a set amount of XRP for them to buy. So why do that when you've already got the dollar, the yen, the pound, the euro? We've already got that. Anyway, I digress. Fast settlement is ridiculously fast. I think there's something like 4,600 transactions every 3 seconds. Now I don't know, I haven't looked into any others or Bitcoin or anything like that, but that's phenomenally fast compared to others. And the fees are, as it's got down there, anyway, it's tiny. I can't even put it into math. I'm no good at math. So Ripple, yeah, they made this token called XRP. And RippleNet are the ones that use it. The token was only made by Ripple. No one else made it. No one else has got it. You can't mine it. And as most other tokens are, it's created to hold information and transfer that information extremely quickly, very quick. Way faster than most other tokens or coins. My thoughts? Well, yeah. It's a cheap token for a reason. But it's a cheap token with a max supply. I think it's 100 million. Not entirely sure. Might be wrong. Might have to look in a bit. So no others can be created. You can't just go and mine it. You can't just create some out of thin air as you can from Bitcoin after doing a bit of maths on a computer using your CPU, GPU, whatever. So someone or a group of someone's will always own whatever XRP that is. And I've not read any court documentation. I've not, watched any YouTube stuff about our XRP for a while. So I'm not even sure whether Ripple will have to get rid of some of the supply. They might have to get rid of completely, lose, boom, gone, some of the XRP that they've been holding. I'm not entirely sure. They might. And if that does happen, then there'll be even less XRP. And if more and more people want to use it, great. That means the price will go up. But if there's less XRP to use, all these other companies that these gurus are telling us want to use XRP, they won't be able to get any. So how's that working out? And as far as I know, there's no halving. So unlike Bitcoin, every so often there's a halving, isn't there? So it's twice as hard to mine a Bitcoin. There's none of that for XRP. So the price per XRP can only be determined by demand and the amount that's there. Excuse me. So large companies don't have to use XRP to complete any purchases. They could use whatever currency they want. If it goes through the RippleNet ledger, XRP ledger, there's always a cost, and it's a set cost, I believe. I think it can't be less than 0%, but there's always an increase, isn't there? So there's 0.00001 of an XRP per XRP, something like that. Gurus, and I don't like gurus. I don't even like people saying that they've spoken to this guru, blah 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 blah. I hate that. Go and talk to them rather than me. If they're telling you that XRP is going to moon to 100 quid or more, it's just a pump and dump. They're just pumping and dumping. They're just trying to get you to buy more so that they can then sell when it gets to a higher price. And all they're doing is they're taking 10 grand, they're buying some XRP like now, and then when it goes up 20% of their original purchase price, they sell and they make 20% of that initial 10 grand. And it's pittance, but they do it all the time. And weirdly, lots of people fall for a pump and dump. So today's price, if one XRP is 39 pence, and you want to go and buy a TV, if that were possible, with your XRP, that's roughly 39, it's roughly 251.69 XRP, roughly. But the transaction cost is at 0.00001 per XRP. So you add that amount, and it comes out to nothing. Is nout. It's pretty much the same price. You don't pay anything. And that's to buy it through the XRP ledger. Excuse me. So it's well cheap. It's right cheap. If it's worth £100, so if the gurus are right, and it's all going to moon to £100 or more, if it gets to £100 per XRP, it's still going to cost the same. It's still going to be 0.00001 XRP per XRP for the transaction. So it all depends on what the cost of a XRP is what the transaction cost is. But it's going to be pittance. It's not going to be the gas that you have to pay for the other cryptos a few years ago. It's Ethereum, Bitcoin. That would just ruin me if I did it now. Do I think it's worth it? Well, even though XRP can be used as a replacement for Swift, that doesn't mean companies will use it as a replacement for Swift. There's lots of chat, and the two guys that I was texting last week about it, I won't go into it, but I mentioned on my Facebook group and a couple of other groups as well, the XRP is on its way down, even though everyone's saying it's going to moon. It's not. It might later, but it's not now. Banks, institutions, large players, they need to get their money back. They've been holding on to this for some time, and it's moved down to a key level now, which we'll see later. But it had to go down to get people interested. It had to go down, people have to sell for it to go down. So, do I think You know, that they're going to move it onto Swift? I don't think so. It is a better crypto. It's a lot better crypto. It's the best, in my opinion, as a payment. It's fast, cheap, stable. It is centralized, so it's hard to break. I like that. But only the companies who use Ripple, Ledger, or the software, and retail investors like me and you, like other, the 200 and some odd thousand retail investors that do this on XRP yearly, we're the ones that actually buy it and use it. So companies who use the Ripple, Ledger and software, and us, we're the ones, not every day, HSBC transferring someone's mortgage to another bank. They're not going to use XRP. They're going to use the money that is done. Then they haven't got something else to go through. It's just another thing that they have to add a fee on for and wait for it to get cleared through, which will take seconds, but it's another thing for someone else to whinge and moan about. So yeah, not financial advice. I got that up there. Yeah, I know. Me, I do. I think it's a great token. It's well worth it for the simple fact that you don't need to get a loan to send a couple of XRP to your mate. So if you're out on a drink, if we ever get to a point in history where you can go out on the drink and you can pay on your phone through your crypto wallet, and you've got some XRP, you think, oh, yeah, I've got a couple of hundred XRP. I've not used it in ages. Let me get a round of drinks in. It's going to cost you the round of drinks plus a very small transaction fee. And don't forget, as soon as I've not put this on the slide, but as soon as governments get their sticky mitts on this, we're then going to have to pay tax and VAT and all sorts of stuff. So it's going to get even more expensive. But because XRP is cheap to start with, it won't be as expensive as buying something with Bitcoin, Ethereum, even Doge. Dear me, that's ridiculously cheap. Yeah, not financial advice. Do I think it will moon? What do you think? Do you think that I think it's going to moon? Yeah. Nope, it's not. It's not. I've been through the maths of it. It's not going to moon. If it moons, it's a fluke. It's whales that are buying everything up to just keep hold of it forever. It might do, in 25, 30 years' time. But I don't think it's going to get anywhere near where some of these weird gurus are saying. And I've said it on many occasions. If it does get to £100 per XRP, there are going to be so many millionaires and a few thousand billionaires that the whole system will crumble and no one will go to work. I've said this on my own chat, my own Facebook. I've said it on not Instagram. What's the other ones? The other two chat things I use. I did a podcast with, I won't mention them, but with a crypto group a couple of years ago. 2 years ago, anyway, whenever it was. And there was a lady on. It was a voice one. You called in on Skype, and you could ask a question to this panel. I wasn't on the panel, but some of the questions were then put out to us that we were looking after this group. So I put a little recording out, basically answering this lady's question. I mean, it wasn't really a question. She was saying that she got told that at the time it was round about the now price, or maybe a little bit less, maybe it's 36 or something p. Anyway, she got told it's going to be used, or is the new Swift, the new payment system for all banks. So get in now whilst it's cheap. And she put pretty much most of her pension into it. Now I hope she sold when it got up to 40 odd pence. But what I said to her was, you can't go all in on a coin or a crypto that you are not involved in, because it's got nothing to do with you. You can buy some of it, yes. And those that got in on Bitcoin when it was, sub 200, and yes, I was one of those, but I only bought a few. I didn't buy, thousands and thousands of pounds worth. They are laughing at the entire system, because not only when they sold did they make all that money. They didn't have to pay tax. No one had to know how much money they made, and they squirreled it away to lots of other places and turned into hard physical money building things, property, companies, investments, lots of stuff. This lady had basically put her pension into XRP thinking it's going to be the next big thing. It wasn't. It didn't. I hope she's still around. I hope she's got her money back, because even with 10,000, in fact I've got it down here, even with 10,000 XRP, you would be a millionaire if this thing was £100. Now I've got way more than 10,000 XRP, way more. I won't go into exactly how much, but if it gets to £100, you know what, I'll buy everybody a car. I hope I'm wrong, but I will buy everybody a car. And this is all open. This is why this centralized ledger is an amazing thing. You can see how many XRP accounts, because you have to make an XRP account, get an XRP wallet, and then that's yours. That's your wallet, but it's on the ledger, and everyone can see that. They can't see who, and they can't see your address or your phone number. Not unless they obviously go through the police or something, but there are so many wallets with more than 10,000 XRP in that it's not going to be financially viable to let it get to £100. Even in Britain, even if we said that one third of those wallets that have got more than 10,000 XRP in lived in Britain, there'd be so many millionaires in Britain alone that a good couple of million people would stop working. Why would you work if you've got £1 million that you've just sold? You've got it in the bank. You wouldn't. No one would. You'd be off living the life of Riley, or at least hopefully putting it into investments and living off the dividends, or living off an acceptable amount each month and not having to go to work. Excuse me. And if that were to happen, I'm not saying it's not ever going to happen, but if that were to happen, then the government, certainly the British government, would have to sort that. They'd have to increase prices so dramatically that all these millionaires would now only be thousandaires. But not only that, there's billionaires. There's people that have got well over 100,000 XRP. Well over 100,000 XRP. I think there's a couple of, have a look, go and do your own research, but there's a couple of wallets, XRP wallets, that are all linked, and you can see which ones are linked because they send and receive to the same wallet all the time, and it's a set amount. So they buy, then send it off to another wallet. So they've got, let's say, 5 wallets, all with 200,000 XRP, and that we know of. They might have others as well. So let's go for 1 million XRP. If that's £100, and that's one person, no one person should have that amount of money just in crypto alone. Anyway, I digress. Told you I had a voice for radio. No, a voice for silent film, sorry. Anyway, not financial advice. You do you. Don't worry about what anyone else, including what I'm saying. Don't worry about what anyone else is saying. If you're the type of person that buys 100 quid's worth, or $100 worth, 100 euros worth of XRP each month just because, and you stick it in the wallet, and you've got an offline wallet, and you've got the passwords and everything that you've got in a little folder that you're going to give to your kids when you've popped off this earth, you do you. And if and when it gets to 50, 60, 80 quid a coin, if that ever happens, your kids will have a very good future. However, if you've maxed out your credit cards, buying XRP and other crypto, which you should never do, and then you're crying yourself to sleep at night because all it's been doing is going down, and we'll see in a minute where it's been going, then you need to sort yourself out, stop what you're doing and get some help, because it's not about getting rich quick. Yes, 7 years ago, 8 years ago, if we'd have thought about it, buying 10,000 Bitcoin for a couple of £100, you'd be minted. You wouldn't be able to sell it all because it would crash to the market and no one would buy it, but you would be so rich that you could probably buy a good couple of castles. That's not going to happen with XRP. Not in my mind, anyway. So, not financial advice. Don't listen to what I say. I'm just some kind of pleb, not a guru. Don't buy the hype. That's what pump and dump schemes do. I won't go into who, but I was part of a pump and dump for a couple of weeks. I didn't like it. It's basically very scammy. They give out all this information. They pump it through other YouTubers. I'm not a YouTuber, although I am on YouTube. I'm not one of these ones that have got 10, 20, 30,000 followers and telling people what to buy. But they pump coins through these YouTubers. And one of them, surprisingly, is quite well known. I'm sure most people that have done some research about crypto on YouTube, I'm sure you've seen this person. They're very personable, but their story before becoming rich and famous is a very it's exactly how everybody should get rich, if that makes sense. Anyway, never mind. So I didn't like it. Didn't like the pump and dump, because whilst yes, it did work. If you had 5, 6, 7 grand you could throw onto a coin, when they said it would get pump and dumped next week, you would sell the coin only for 20%, 25% increase. You've still made a nice wedge of cash. But these pump and dumps would keep on happening. Oh yeah, look, it's pumped up. It's going to come back down to a key level. That's when we should buy it again. And we would sell. We'd get down to a key level. We'd buy. We'd wait for the crowd to then buy up again, and then we'd sell when it got to the next level. It wasn't very ethically. It wasn't ethically okay with me, and I left very quickly. Right, let me see if I can bring up my here we go. So here is XRP 4 hourly since since July. It's just been on a massive downturn, hasn't it? And over the past couple of weeks, not even that week, it's just fled, hasn't it? The good thing to come out of that, is that even a good thing? I don't know. This massive candle here, let me show you. This massive candle right here got down to roughly 43.39. Remember, this is in dollar, so not pence. If I keep that there, that's below where the majority of price was, but it's at the lowest point it's ever been this year. If I go to, so there's, let me put my line on. Where's my debris? No, I'll just use. Come on, where am I going? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? That one. I'll put my there. And stick this onto the daily. You can see that way back it broke here in May, but it's been breaking through, touching, jumping away, breaking, touching, broke, but then touched again and jumped up. So this is a key level, same as this is a key level. 3 touches, bounced away, but broke through it. I'm not saying that this isn't due for, or this isn't about to moon. What I am saying is that right now it's not mooning. It probably won't moon. Where's the trend? Here we go. So we go from the bottom of there to that one there. Oh, that one there. It initially broke through, as you can see on the daily, and has closed above this line, so it might then start to make its way back up in an ascending channel, upwards wedge, bullish formation, all that gank. But me, I will be waiting until this golden line crosses that red line, or maroon line, whatever you want to call it, and then I will be looking at buys again. I not sneakily, I did buy some more XRP here. I'm imagining it's going to come back down again to retest, if I'm honest, but I did buy some more XRP here. Not at 3 o'clock, but I set a purchase there. Not trading. I don't trade cryptos. I buy or I sell. I don't trade it. But as you can see, let's go on to the hourly. It's just in free fall. It's been falling down since July. It's ridiculous. Yes, I think there will be a push up, but I don't think it's going to get to a pound, which is what, $1.25 or something. And if it does, there's a lot of millionaires. Will be made. So that's it from Shmi. I am open to comment. Please do get in touch. Using anything you want. Facebook, WhatsApp me if you know my number. Get in touch with anything. If you think I'm wrong, or if you want me to go over something else, if you don't understand something, please do. What I don't want is for people to think that XRP is definitely mooning and I should buy right now, because if you do, it could go down again. It could go all the way down to nothing. You don't know. The only people that know are the whales that have got the money to move the market. And sometimes, as we've seen, those whales can be pushed in the opposite direction. GameStop for a starter. Anyway, have a happy Friday weekend. I've been a little bit busy with family things recently, so I've not been doing much trading. And I won't be doing much trading next week. So I'll probably be back online trading in a few weeks' time. It's kids' holidays over here in Britain. And I'll see you on the flip side. I'm your mad trader, and I'll speak to you soon. Thanks. Bye.